If they happen to arrive at the right time, inside the pavilion entrance, visitors may be lucky enough to be given a Kiwi badge. These are keenly sought after, for such souvenirs are truly popular with the Japanese. Then it's back into the mainstream, past revolving cylinders with action photographs of New Zealanders at work and play. A fragmentary impression is perhaps gained. The main thing is to keep moving. The bushwalk, a stylized impression of New Zealand native forest. Down the tube, with more photographs of New Zealanders and their way of life. A section of handicrafts and the arts. The pottery always creates much interest, and the constant question is, are these works Japanese? No, says hostess Barbara Frey, who speaks fairly fluent Japanese. These are by New Zealand potters, but they have been greatly influenced by the works of the Japanese masters. In Display Hall 2 are clusters of models showing the products of the land. And we could never ignore aerial top dressing and jet boats and other displays of a highly symbolic nature. At the end of the display area, the information counter.
This is Wellington, the capital of New Zealand.
Yeah, this is right. Wellington's the capital with about 250,000 people.
200,000 Auckland.
And Auckland is the largest city.
Largest.
Over 500,000 people.
It's in the University of Auckland University.
There's an Auckland University, there's an university in Auckland, yes, and one also in Wellington.
Then there is the National Film Unit's 3-screen film, This is New Zealand. With 21 screenings a day, 7 days a week for 6 months, it is one of the best received films at Expo. The separate magnetic sound system and the 3 synchronized projectors require constant supervision. Outside, the garden snack bar, where to the recorded sounds of New Zealand's native birds, visitors sample such delicacies as lamb burgers, lamb curry, and New Zealand beer, apple juice and cheeses. New tastes, new smells. Some prefer the vegetation. In the kitchen, staff work round the clock 7 days a week preparing food for the multitude. In the summer, the temperature here is constantly well over 100 degrees. Up through the center of the kitchen, right past the stoves, run the polythene pipes for the ingenious geyser for the main restaurant upstairs. The geyser room is one of the most popular of the 200 restaurants at Expo. A Japanese supermarket firm has bought the restaurant, and after Expo closes, it is to be re-established and will continue specializing in New Zealand foods. Naturally, the wines are New Zealand. The pavilion also has a shop where souvenirs, records, stamps, books and other general what's-its are on sale. The Japanese are ardent collectors of mementos. Not far from the pavilion, the Dairy Board operates a couple of shops. Here people queue for perhaps half an hour for a New Zealand milkshake. They're the best at Expo, even though there is only one flavour per day. The demand is so great that the machines can never keep up. New Zealand cheeses are also popular. Some aren't. Back at the pavilion, staff take a break from the crowds whenever they can. There are 34 Japanese hostesses and 14 New Zealanders. Altogether, There are over 300 on the pavilion staff. The Commissioner General's job is 90% diplomatic. There is also a Deputy Commissioner General, 2 pavilion managers, a public relations officer, and general office staff. In the bowels of the building, technicians keep round-the-clock checks on the running of the equipment. The geyser equipment is exceedingly temperamental. Pipes spring leaks at any hour. The VIP lounge is used primarily for diplomatic functions and receptions. It's all part of progress and harmony, and who knows, an important trade deal may be clinched here. The pavilion is designed to last for only 6 months. Such functions as these are small international gatherings, and administrative staff from other pavilions are always invited. After dark on the stage outside the pavilion, a program of New Zealand entertainment. The highlight is always the audience participation in Maori action songs. Things Polynesian are very popular with the Japanese. And so Expo glitters on into the night, or at least until 10 p.m. The hostesses change duties at 3 in the afternoon, and those going off generally head for home. Expo covers 815 acres. Today isn't too crowded, but one day it was known to have 1/4 the population of New Zealand inside its gates. When they leave the site, show your passes, girls, the hostesses take one of the special trains which serve Expo. Japanese suburban trains are fast and frequent. Cherry Dance and Winnie Yi are both New Zealanders. In their 7 months at Expo, Osaka has become almost as familiar to them as their own hometowns of Auckland and Napier. The girls live in the foreign personnel apartments at Higashimachi, about 2 miles from Expo. The buildings house most of the overseas pavilion staff, but at the end of Expo they'll naturally be filled with Japanese families. The flats are comfortable, and there's a local bar and restaurant where there's a true element of internationalism and a party every night. Here people of all participating countries mix and make friends in a genuine intercourse of nations. Everybody meets everybody.
Well, I am the man. I'll do what I can
Ethiopia,
to give you love, girl,
New Zealand and Canada,
to make you happy,
Algeria,
tell you why,
Great Britain,
to help me fly
India and France,
over the clouds and away.
Early morning in the main streets of Expo. In 10 minutes, the gates will be opening. So this is Expo. The same 7 days a week for 6 months, rain or snow, stifling heat or smog. And has it all been worth it? Hard to say, but there'll never be another like it. And at this one, New Zealand was there, and comparing favorably with the rest of the world.